Hi folks, DJ Tina here, host of HMTV Canada E-Sign. On the phone with me today is Dan Sindel. Hi Dan, how are things?
Hey Tina, everything's going really good. Thank you for having me here. I'm really honored to be on your radio network, and let's have some fun.
Can you tell us about your current music advanced release, Marching In?
Well, I think to continue on the word fun, that's really what this is all about. I was just sitting here in my room trying to teach myself how to record and learn a little bit more about multi-track overdubbing. So one thing led to another, and I started searching for more advanced compositions to record, and before you know it, I ended up landing on John Philip Sousa arrangements and just thought how crazy and how fun would it be to actually rebuild a whole entire marching band with just guitar tracks. So one thing led to another, and here we are talking.
I never heard of John Philip Sousa before. Who is he?
Well, he's actually one of America's most famous composers, and kind of interesting in a way. Most people actually know his music. We all grew up with it, listening to it, whether we were at the carnival, at the Ferris wheel, on the merry-go-round, or a 4th of July parade kind of a situation, or even watching Monty Python's Flying Circus. His music is so well known, but it's funny because half the time people kind of say, I didn't know that guy's name, or I didn't know he wrote that.
What are some of Sousa's favorite marches that your 6-song EP Marching In covers?
Well, we got Semper Fi, which is actually the theme song for the Marines, and also got the Washington Post, and we also did the Liberty Bell, which is most known for the introduction on Monty Python's Flying Circus TV show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Monty Python happens to be one of my favorite movies.
Oh, which one?
All of them. I'm a huge Monty Python fan.
Yeah, they're funny, aren't they?
Nothing beats British slapstick comedy.
They are the best.
They are, for sure. Can you tell us about excerpts from Handel's Messiah in bonus tracks of Marching In?
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's a 3-song, 15-minute epic, and this was one of my first attempts at actually trying to raise the bar and raise my level of musicianship. So I just actually found on the internet the full conductor score of the arrangement and just started listening to CDs of the entire program and decided to pick 3 of my favorite selections out of the whole oratorio. And before you know it, I just went crazy in my room and literally recorded about 500 individual guitar tracks.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's probably a world's record as far as I know. It's a definite exercise in self-indulgence and obsessive-compulsive behavior, I imagine. But, interesting enough, I took the raw tracks over to an engineer named Philip Moore, and when he looked at what I had to offer, he just stared at me like I was from Mars or someplace. He didn't know what he was in for.
What stumbles me is, how were you able to record, mix, and master the layered guitar tracks to create a massive guitar wall of sound in Marching In?
Well, really in the process of multi-tracking, you record one part and then you come back around and do another, and you just keep going on and on. And I look at the different parts, like the violins or the cello or the violins, or just all the different instrumentation, and I grab another guitar, I change up the amp sound and record it in a different way so each line can be heard a little bit better. And then the art is in the actual mixing of the instrumentation. That's where hiring a very skilled engineer comes into play.
Wow. Can we hear a little teaser sampler of Marching In?
Oh, it'd be my pleasure. I could actually play a little over the phone for you live if you like.
Sure.
Okay, how about the first couple sections here of Semper Fi? This is one of the more famous John Philip Sousa marches. Let me see if I got a little guitar sound for you. How's that?
I like that.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll press play and let's see if we can have a few seconds. Here we go, everybody.
That was pretty cool.
That was fun.
It was. Is marching in creating a vibe or buzz in the media currently?
Oh, yeah, more than I ever imagined, that's for sure. When I first started sharing my music on the internet, I was pretty scared, thinking people wouldn't like it and get tons of hate mail or something, but they're not. Just really great things have been happening. I just got a nice little feature in April's Guitar Player magazine with Alan Holdsworth on the cover. They actually talked about the Liberty Bell and how wacky and goofy it is. They called it It's Whacked Out Genius. Hey, it's kind of funny stuff. And I'm actually going to be featured in next upcoming Electronic Musicians magazine. This is going to be really exciting. They're going to give me a full-page article from what I understand. And my gosh, here we are. I'm talking to you and your radio listeners. So there must be something going on with this, which is kind of surprising, and once again, I'll use the word fun.
That's really cool that it's bringing out some positive feedback, and it's really good to hear, especially when you're coming out with something new.
Yeah, kind of the irony is, after years and years of being in bands and trying to go out and be famous and earn my fortune and whatever else compels you to start out playing music, really, everything always seemed to be so close but yet so far away, and the harder you tried, the more futile things became. But now that I'm playing music with such a different attitude where I'm just really doing this to have a good time and not per se treat it as a hobby because I'm very serious about it, but not really have all these grand expectations on myself. And I guess it's hard to verbalize this, but the more I remove myself from the seriousness of it and just relax and have a good time and let things occur, it's just kind of ironic how many great things are happening with the least amount of effort.
Well, I think people are sick and tired of hearing the same things all the time, and they want to hear something different and new. I think that's the buzz that's coming in.
I'm glad you said that, because it really seems that just everything's being recycled and rehashed with just a new face or a new way to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm. Who are your musical manufacturers you earned endorsements with?
Oh, well, so far, actually, I just got a couple new ones I'm really excited about. I just got picked up by Seymour Duncan Pickups, no pun intended, and I got a nice little endorsement from the Guitar Wheel. They're a very clever little instrumentation for learning guitar theory. Also got GHS Strings, Rocktron, Godin Guitars, Washburn Guitars, Duck Deluxe. They're the makers of they actually call it Dr. Duck's Axe Wax.
That's a funny name.
Yeah, it's funny. Little natural oil that you rub over the guitar neck, and it helps you play a little bit quicker and makes your strings last a little bit longer. I love it.
Okay. What music programs have been cut in the schools in the LA area?
Oh, well, from what I gather, they've really cut back on just the main fact of having music in grade school, where when I was growing up, I was 9 years old, and I didn't know what was going on, but next thing you know, I had a trumpet in my hand, and we were just all sitting around. Some kids have saxophones, and other people had flutes, and we were just learning how to play music as part of our education. And I don't really think that exists too much anymore.
How do you feel it's important to a child's development?
Oh, I think it's really essential. I can only really go through my own personal experiences and my own filter, but for me, if that had never happened, it's hard to say if I would have ever really played music or not. It really enriched my world as a kid. It helped me explore new things, and just kind of like when you go to a museum, your eyes are open to all the new wonders. With music, it's the same way. If you learn that you can actually, at a young age, play music, if something's actually being expressed, that's a great thing. Plus, I think it keeps a lot of kids out of trouble if they're involved in something good and healthy.
Can you briefly tell us about your musical background, any other instruments that you played?
Oh, sure. Well, when I was growing up, I did start with the trumpet. Then I moved on to the French horn and the trombone. So I really played a lot of the brass instruments and all of the little junior high orchestras, concert bands. And by the time I got to high school, jazz band, and I even stayed in the marching band for a little bit. And it was just really about 14, 15 years old when I discovered Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, rock and roll, that whole thing, and I just wanted to learn how to play guitar instead of doing the other regular instrumentation with the brass, so that's kind of where things changed.
So did the inspiration for marching in come from your background, basically, in playing in marching bands and playing with the brass instruments?
It really did, because just living in that world for so long, I understood what it meant to sit in a chair and negotiate and be part of a bigger unit with 40, 50 kids and all trying to make music. And just from that being part of my musical DNA, that's probably one of the reasons why I decided to actually start recording John Philip Sousa's music, number one, because I just think the music itself is just creative genius. The actual composition, the harmonies, the counterpoint, just completely amazing. So yeah, I think that had a lot to do with it, and being now in guitars, I just kind of thought that it would be really fun to see if I can make my guitars emulate tubas and French horns and all the other different instruments in an orchestra.
Did you ever take up piano or the Scottish bagpipes?
The Scottish bagpipes? No. That'd be a pretty fun thing to learn, but...
Do you think it would be a challenge?
Oh, I'm sure that's really hard. It's probably really difficult, but I played a little piano. I wouldn't really venture to say I'm a keyboardist or a pianist by any measure, but I know a little bit of theory and harmony and can play chopstick.
Cool. What's your opinion of the music industry today?
Oh, boy, that's a can of worms, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I would tend to say it's kind of a sinking ship. I hate to say that, but I don't know, everything just seems so formulatic, and the major labels just don't be seeming to be too dangerous anymore, and really branching out and signing a lot of different acts. It almost appears that they're only signing about 10 or 20 acts a year, trying to develop them. They're all kind of clones of each other, or whatever is hot that week, or what they think might be hot in a month to come, and obviously if they don't sell 1 million units within the first few months, then they're shelved, and it seems to be a tragedy that we're in. And I think what's really awesome is the revolution of the independent musician.
Right. There's independent record label companies that are not corporate.
Mm-hmm.
That are doing well and taking on bands.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the whole resurgence of the new renaissance here. I mean, for me, I just think it's so great that anybody for, maybe even for a starting point of $500 or so, they can set up a little recording studio with their home computer and just sit there and take their time and make some music. There's plenty of channels where you can upload your music and put it for sale, so there's really a great resurgence for us, people that don't think that we'll ever really be signed by a major label and want to give it a go. I think it's great.
Sure. Before we wrap up our interview, can you plug in your web address?
Oh, absolutely. My address is, of course, www.dansindel.us, and my name is DANSINDEL. And .US. US is for United States.
Any last words?
Well, I would definitely say come on over to the website, check out my samples. If you like it, please pick up a copy. We've got a few left. If you have a chance, go over to my MySpace, which is, of course, MySpace/Dan Sindel. Come on over and say hi. It'd be great to hear from you. And I'm just really thankful for this opportunity to share with you guys today. This is a lot of fun for me. I really appreciate it.
The Canada fans are definitely going to dig this.
Oh, I hope so.
Thank you, Dan, for allowing our E-Zine to interview you. You rock.
Well, thank you, and look forward to hearing from all you guys out there.
Okay, sure. Hopefully, you get discovered in Canada soon and can tour around here.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd love to come up there. Maybe I'll see you guys soon.
Well, hopefully we'll see you soon, too.
Okay, it's a date.
Okay, thanks, Dan.
Okay, bye.
Bye now.